introduce the Master in Resource and Environment Management.
Thank you, President. Honorable Chair of the session, Honorable Chief Guest, distinguished special guests, Professor Nur Amin, Professor Amdad, our new students, ladies and gentlemen. You all present here will agree that given the social and economic parameters of Bangladesh, it can be seen as a test case of sustainable development. Because if sustainable development can be ensured, then I think the whole world can be put on that track. You can imagine a territory 70 times smaller than Canada, but 5 times bigger in population, and you can guess the sheer environmental predicament. In our case, both poverty and economic growth wreak great havoc on our environment. And recurring natural disasters, which are not anymore natural, to a large extent man-made, also are greatly hampering and degrading our environment. But we need poverty reduction and double-digit economic growth. So this is going to be a very big challenge. So in Bangladesh, we view that our huge population, we must turn into real marketable human resource. And as Professor Amdad has mentioned, that this is an area, applied environmental education is an area worldwide, because I was a graduate from North America and I know this is a very hot cake expertise in this area in the industrial countries, and I got back to Dhaka to have better opportunities for my professional life than staying back in North America. But in Bangladesh, you know, our country is still not very rich, so environmental consciousness and sensitization is gradually growing a bit. Historically, you know, in our society, education at tertiary level was not very much linked to the real world problems, as in Canada or in the USA, as I have seen. So in our program, we have tried to internalize in our curricula the real world problems. Students will learn the real world problems, and this curricula has been developed based on several workshops, which was participated by all the stakeholders, government representatives, and developed this curriculum. Another important feature, as mentioned, is our experiential learning-based program. The need of environmental education. Otherwise, Bangladesh has become an environmental hell. Just let me share one small statement of my daughter. When I got out of environment, she was a 7-8-year-old daughter, and then she was mental health. So, please, our media representatives, thank you very much.
There are people of mid-level careers in working in the government, the private sector, the NGOs, and also private sectors, who are not able to short program of 3 months duration, which is going to run in the evening, roughly 3 to 4 days a week in the evening. The idea is to acquaint them with the issues of environmental governance and also arm them with certain tools that they can use in their professional lives. And there's also a general idea, which is this new policy regimes for natural resources, natural resources and environmental management. Now we figured out that with so much of knowledge-based approach, we need to have a sort of a more practical oriented approach to this. So the fourth and the final module that we designed is basically broken up into 2 parts, which is field study and experiential learning. In the first part of that 4th module, what we plan to do is to arm the participants with the concepts of EI and SIA. And end of that knowledge-based building up, we're going to take them to the field, which are partners with North-South University and TNRS, and we're going to ask them to utilize those skills in the field. And hopefully at the end of that trip, we're going to come up with a report and submit it to us. Now, our original aim was for 25 participants. Now, till now we got around 12, because I was discussing this thing with President Amdad and ourselves. Somehow or other, the concept of environmental governance is still very woolly down here. So maybe next year we will change it to environmental management, so we can attract more participants. But I can well assure you that the 12 participants we have got one PhD holder having a PhD from UK-based university, and I asked him, why do you want to come? He said, no, environment is not my field, and this is something, a value addition to my career in the long run. Interesting, all the participants, 12 participants we have, all professionals, and we hope to have a very exciting time with them. Thank you very much.
May I now request Mr. Mukhlisur Rahman, Executive Director of the Center for Natural Resource Studies, CNRS, to introduce CNRS's role in the BGCB project.
Honorable Chair, distinguished guests, special guests, and colleagues, friends. I will be very brief. I would just like to say a few words on CNRS. In 1993-94, we submitted a proposal. That was the first proposal from CNRS to Ford Foundation. And the title of the proposal was Environmental Management of Aquatic Resources in Bangladesh. Then Ford Foundation asked a lot of questions, what it is. We were to explain what you would like to do. I said, everything is written down. I said, no, you have to explain and make a presentation on that. Then I made a presentation at the Ford Foundation office. Then Dr. Doris Kapistran was the program officer, my guru, Fikret is sitting here, he knows her very well. She said, I am not convinced, but I would like to support him. You have to go to the field. We'll make a 3-day trip anywhere in Bangladesh. We'll talk to the village people, and if then I am convinced, we'll support him. I said, welcome. Then we made a 3-day long visit to southern part of Bangladesh. And when we got back, she said, tomorrow is holiday, but you come to my house. And then from her house, I wrote computer, he wrote the sort of commitment letter for funding. And the amount was 3 times higher than what we asked. So the environment at that time was not very known to everybody what it is and how to manage the aquatic or the wetland resources, particularly Bangladesh is rich in wetlands. But there are lots of degradations and problems. So that we can sustainably manage involving the communities. But now there are lots of good practices in Bangladesh, a good knowledge we have, and I would like to refer that the last year's World Resource Institute's annual conservation report has many pages in Bangladesh. Particularly they emphasize our work in March project, particularly the Hail Haur in the northeastern region, and they clearly explain how community-based resource management can integrate ecology, economy, and sustainable livelihoods. We are very happy to be part of this project because we believe that we need educated people, but that education should be blended with the field experiences. Because what is taught in the classroom, the theories, and what is there in the field, what is the policy, all policies are very good. We always review the related policies like wetland leasing policy, the environmental policy, the water policy, all are very good. But if you go to the field, you will see the reverse situation. The process is a problem. And that process, basically where the governance is instrumental. And in this project, we will largely support three areas. One is we will provide the field level support to the students, the postgraduate students for 3 months or even more to in fact make them acquainted with the field situations, the problems, the issues. So that's one area that we provide the support to the graduate students, postgraduate students at the field level. And the other is we are in this project we will develop some multi-stakeholders governance platform at the central level. That could be a kind of inclusive governance platform where people could come, share, discuss, debate on environmental governance issues. their CNRS would provide field level